Now, with one round to spare in CONMEBOL World Cup qualifying action in South America, of course, the 4 automatic qualifiers are already known. Ricardo Chambers recaps the action from Thursday in the penultimate round of matches.
Uruguay secured their World Cup berth with a 1-0 victory over Peru at the Centenario Stadium in Montevideo. It took the home side 40 minutes to register a shot, but got the vital goal 2 minutes later. Peru struggled to create any chance, leaving the Uruguayan custodian untroubled until a moment of controversy in stoppage time. Sergio Alvarez decided to catch an overhead cross rather than turn it over the bar. The referee's assistant judged that it had not crossed the line and there was no clear VAR image to prove otherwise. Peru predictably disagreed. There was anger on the bench and anger among the players. The contest ending 1-0. Uruguay's passage to Qatar had earlier been simplified when leaders Brazil thrashed Chile by 4-0. Neymar earned and converted Brazil's opener from the penalty spot, and Vinicius Jr. doubled the lead with his first senior international goal.
And it's 2.
Brazil's superiority was further demonstrated in the second half thanks to substitutes Philippe Coutinho from the spot and Richarlison in stoppage time.
Looking for Richarlison. Richarlison's shot! Beautiful goal.
Ecuador have also joined Brazil, Argentina and Uruguay as automatic qualifiers from CONMEBOL, despite losing 3-1 in Paraguay. This is how the table looks. Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay and Ecuador all safe. The battle is now for the playoff spot, that's 5th. Peru will secure that spot once they beat Paraguay in Lima on Tuesday. However, if they slip, Colombia, who ended their goal drought with a 3-0 win over Bolivia on Thursday night to move to 20 points, and Chile, who have 19 points, can both leapfrog the Peruvians.
Yes, so round 17 in CONMEBOL will conclude this evening with hosts Argentina battling Venezuela. That match will be live on Sportsmax. You'll see it at 6:30. That's 7:30 Eastern Caribbean time. And lots of exciting action, George, in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers last night. Brazil already qualified, of course, but looking very, very smooth there with their 4-0 victory. Not that you want to read too much into World Cup qualifying action, because it's when the big dance comes up in Qatar that the big dances will be important. But Brazil are looking flawless almost.
I tell you what, I had a feeling about Brazil last night that I haven't had about Brazil in a while. Lance, this squad that Chichi has is seriously good. They have some big timers right throughout the squad. This squad does not need Neymar to be dangerous, and that's saying something. He played well last night, I must say. We criticize him a lot, so we have to acknowledge when he does play well. He was on his game last night, and as I was saying to you off camera, the foul for the penalty, it was really a foul for real. He didn't dive. He wasn't going through that nonsense last night. Yeah. But it's seriously good. Lance, it's a reason why, the player that they call the puller is so very important in world football. The player who can unlock a defense. The player who centrally can beat a man, find a pass, beat a man, find a shot, find a goal. Brazil has several of these operating at a very high level at big clubs. That's why the individuals that they've had the players that they have are individually very good. The attackers very good. The defenders solid. The midfielders, okay, Fred is there, but you know the midfield is solid with Casemiro and company. But Lance, this looks like a seriously good Brazilian team. I really like them.
Yeah, you just brushed aside Fred just now, George, even though you admitted off here that he played well last night.
Yes, he did play well, I must say. He did play well. Chile were the 4-0 score, and I'm moving on from Fred quickly. The 4-0 score, lads, makes it seem as if it was one-way traffic. The crowd gave Brazil a real boost, but yes. Chile were unlucky in parts. There was a goal that Arturo Vidal scored at 2-0, but there was a handball, an unfortunate handball. Under the old rules, the play wouldn't have been called back for that. In the build-up to the goal, 2-1, a different game, but 2-0, then 3-0, and the stuffing was knocked out of them from there. But the crowd, Lance, gave that game an old school kind of feel to it, and I can just imagine what it was sitting inside the stadium watching them last night.
Ecuador were looking improved. Started out the qualifying a little unsteady, but they're getting their act together.
It's a seriously good young team. Viewers, I'm telling you early, I'm giving you early insight into what's happening. It's going to happen at the World Cup. As Polo Boss from Old Harbour Bay in St. Catherine would say, let me teach you the game. You see Ecuador? Ecuador's young team, Moises Caicedo in the midfield and several other outstanding players, all young. So the generation that we're used to, gone. The generation that we're used to, still at Chile, which is probably why Chile have missed out on the World Cup. But Ecuador's generation, lads, is new. They are hungry. I was surprised to see them lose on Thursday. Maybe the hype train has run by their hotel and they looked at the train and weren't focusing. But it's a team. By the time the World Cup comes, lads, this team will be much better, and I'm expecting good things from Ecuador. Watch them very closely. They're going to surprise.
Yeah, Colombia are in 6th position at the moment, just 1 point off an intercontinental playoff spot, which Peru has at the moment. How do you see that going?
I'd rather Colombia than Peru. I must tell you that after about 5 rounds in CONMEBOL, I predicted that Chile and Peru would not qualify, along with Venezuela and Bolivia. So it's not that I want my prediction to come right, but I think that the World Cup would benefit more from having Colombia there, and Luis Diaz, the Liverpool man, who's hot. James Rodriguez, a little bit slower, Lance, but he still can wield that magic wand of a left foot. But I think collectively, Colombia has more to offer than a Peru team that has bits and pieces that aren't that outstanding, I don't think.
And we look forward to seeing Argentina later on. Does Messi play this evening?
Well, yes, Ball Jesus should be in the game. Always a pleasure to see the great man operate for Argentina. They too will be solid. It will be a team that will be depending on him at the World Cup. But you know how I feel about Ball Jesus, so you know I'm enjoying whatever I can get from him now, but I'm not expecting much.
Okay, so that will be 6:30. That's 7:30 Eastern Caribbean time. Argentina will be in action in the last set of, the last match of round 17 in the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers. We go to break. When we come back, we continue to talk football. We're just past the halfway stage of the 90-minute Sports Max Zone for this Friday, but trust me, a lot of big stories to come. Back in a moment.